Welcome to the second part of the admin training. So in this part, I'm going to be starting off by showing you how you can create a year group and also how you can create classes under this year group. So to create a year group, you look for the module called classes/year group. This is it here. Then clicking on it, you're going to see the two sub-modules. The first one is manage year group and the other one is manage class. So starting with the first one, manage year group, this is where you come to create year groups in the different schools that you've created. Say for instance, in the junior school, these are year groups that I have created already. You can see them here. You can see year 1, 2, 3, all the way to year 6. If I want to add a new year group, all I'm doing is typing the new year group name here. I can call this year 7. If there's a short code for it, I can just put it or put the same thing, year 7. So you would see select category. Select category means active, means that this is an active class. So any students put into this year group automatically forms your active students in the school. But if this is not an active class, I'm going to change this to either prospective. Prospective means that this class is created as a prospective class. The students in this class does not constitute the active students in the school. They are just prospective students. So it does not add to the total number of students you have in your school. So alumni means the class, you're creating it as an alumni class. So students in that class are considered to be alumni. So I believe you understand what the different categories mean now. So if it's an active class, you select active. If it's a mock class, okay, you don't need this. This comes with customization if you need it. If you need to have extra customization aside from what we have currently, you let us know and we'll customize this part for you. But so far, when you're creating a year group, you only need to indicate the year group name, input the short code, and the category by default is on active. Once I add this, automatically it adds to the list. So I have created this new year group. So I'm just going to delete it now. I can edit. If I click on edit, I can edit it or I can delete it. So this is going to allow me delete it now, but notice that I won't be able to delete this year 6. And the reason is simple. It already contains classes. So that is it. So I'm just going to create back the class I just deleted, year 7. So I can show you how to create a year group. So this is everything about creating a year group. Next, I'm going to manage class. And manage class is where you can create classes under a particular year group. So I created a year group in the junior school. And currently, these are the classes that's been created so far. So remember, I just created a year group called year 7. So if I want to create a class under that year 7 I created in the junior school, I'm just going to click on create class. So currently, before I do that, notice if I select this new year group I created, year 7, there are no classes created under it yet. If I select other class, year 6, there is a class created under year 6. If I select year 5, there are 2 classes created under year 5. So for year 7, I'm just going to create a class under it. Click on create class. The class is under year 7. I'm going to select year 7 as the year group. Then the next thing is the class name. I can call this year 7A. And add the class. That is how easy it is to create a year group. If I want to create another one, I can call another one year 7, year 7B, and just add. So it's that easy and straightforward to create classes. I hope this video helps. So the next thing I want to show you is how to assign class teachers in these classes I just created. So there are 2 ways. The first way is, now I've created these classes. You can see PC teacher means pastoral care teacher, which is also class teacher. So you can see currently not yet assigned. There's no teacher assigned to these classes yet. So if I want to assign a class teacher, I can easily either click on this and it brings it up here, and I can select who the class teacher is from the list. It's that simple. Or I can do this when creating the class. If I click on create class, say I'm creating a new class under year 7, maybe year 7C. Before I add the class, I can as well just search for the teacher that takes the class, and the teacher names comes up, and that is it. Or you can just type whatever name you want. You can assign one or more teacher. More than one teacher can be a class teacher in a particular class. So if I know the name of the teacher, I can just search for it, Chika, and select. So that's it. And all I need to do is click on add, and I have added the class teacher for this new class now. So it's quite easy and straightforward to create and assign class teachers to the classes that you've created. So the next is going to be showing you, next I'm going to be showing you how you can create subjects. And to do this, back to the side menu, you go to subjects. Under subjects, you're going to see a sub-module called create subjects. You click on create subjects. So you're going to see, it's quite straightforward creating a subject. All you need to do is type in the subject name and the code. So let me do an example. Subject name, what can I think of? Coding. As an example, the code, I can put the same thing. Or if you have a code, you can put it. And that is all. Once you do this, you can just click on submit, and you've created that subject. So you don't need to worry about this part. This has to do with subject grouping, but you don't need to worry about it at all for now. So once you've created your subject, if you want to see a list of all your subjects, you can come to manage subjects. So manage subjects, you can see the different schools, high school, junior school. So for high school, I'm just going to look for the one I created now, coding, which is the last one on this list here. So I have it here. I can always come here to edit it, or I can just delete it from here as well. So this is quite straightforward how you create subjects. So the next is assign to classes. So this is where we start streamlining the subjects to different classes. So if I click on assign to classes, I want to assign the subjects to different classes, because all the subjects I created under high school, it doesn't mean that people in year 7 takes all the subjects. So by default, you're going to see all the subjects listed here. Okay, so by default, let me just show you. It's going to be something like this. Everything is going to be on this box. So what you're supposed to do is, if you select the class, you're now supposed to select the subject this particular class takes. So year 7, they take physical education, ICT, arts. You're just streamlining the subjects they take. If they don't take physics, biology, you do not add it here. So you only add the subjects they take. Once you do this, you just submit, and you streamline the subject for year 7. The same thing for year 8, year 9. So just like that, once you've brought in the subjects they take to the right-hand side, the ones they don't take remain on the left-hand side. Once you're done, just click on submit, and you've assigned the subjects to classes. So once you've done this, the final step to do as an admin is assigning the subject teachers. And you do that by coming to assign to teachers here. So clicking on assign to teachers, you select the school, be it high school, so high school year 7, you select the class, year 7 lavender. So automatically on this list, you're going to see all the teachers under high school listed here. On this column here, you're going to see their pictures and their names listed here. And at the top, you're going to see all the subjects assigned to that class at the top here. So all you do here now is a particular teacher. Probably you can search for a teacher, say Ben. Ben takes what? If you know the subject Ben takes, all you need to do is tick the name under the subject, and automatically you've assigned that subject to Ben. You can also search for the person. If the list is too long for you, just search for the teacher's name. and you can just assign the subjects that person teaches that class. And it's quite straightforward. Once you've done this, if you've done everything you need to assign for this class, you end it by clicking on submit to save what you've done. And of course, if a teacher has dropped a subject and another teacher picks up that subject, this is where you come to make the changes. You remove the subject from that teacher and assign it to the other teacher. Then you submit to save the changes you've made. So this is basically how you assign subjects to teachers. It's that easy and straightforward. So I hope this helps. So one final thing I would like to show you is at the beginning of a new session, a new academic year, it's very important. So you either do this at the beginning of a new academic session or you do this your first time using the system. You have to do the manage deadline. You have to set the manage deadline, and the dates you put on the manage deadline should always be a date when you feel that the session for that academic year must have been over. For instance, the session always ends around September, academic session for a British curriculum. So depending on your curriculum, if you know when your session ends, just click on add a new deadline. The current session will be selected and you just pick the deadline, when the deadline should be. Just select any month. The month should fall after the academic session should be over. So it can be any time from September to December. You just set it. So this helps the system it helps the system know when the session is going to be over. So if this is not done, it prevents your teachers from accepting students into their class if you've not done it. Or if the deadline has exceeded, the teachers won't be able to accept students into their class. So the admin needs to always make sure they come here to set the deadline. You only do this once in a session, basically once in a year. So this is everything admin needs to do when it comes to setting up this part of the system. Then the last thing I'm going to show you is the newsfeed. How can admin create a newsfeed post on the platform? So the newsfeed is located on the dashboard. So this is your newsfeed. If I want to create content on my newsfeed, all I do is I want to make a post. Happy New Week. Happy New Week. So I want to add a picture to this post. I can click on the picture icon and select any picture from my system, and I can just go ahead and publish. I can also choose to add a video or a document. So when you add whatever you want to add to this post, once you click on publish, automatically it means you're publishing it to everybody you have access to publish to. For instance, once admin publishes this now, it means it's going to go to every user under this row. But if I want to narrow it down, that I just want only, say, parents and teachers to see this post, I'm just going to select parents and teachers. And if you notice, it selects all users under parents and all users under teachers. If I want to narrow down the teachers I want to see this, I can click on this more. And I can filter the people I want to see this. Probably few people. I can just search for their name and check. And once I click on select, notice if I click on this drop down now, in teachers, just 3 teachers out of all the teachers are going to see this post. No longer all teachers. So this is where you can filter down the people that should see what you're posting. And once you're done, just click on publish. And that is it. It's quite simple and straightforward to post on the newsfeed. And remember, for users that don't have permission for their post to be viewed automatically when they make a newsfeed post, once a newsfeed is posted by another user, say a teacher, it comes to the admin for approval. And where the admin goes to approve this is, admin has to come to the newsfeed manager. So you look for the side menu called newsfeed. Let's look for it together. Where is the newsfeed? I hope I've not passed it. Okay, so this is the newsfeed. You select the newsfeed and click on the sub-module called Manage Newsfeed. So here is where you see the different requests that has been sent by users on the newsfeed. So I can see this appending feed, it needs to be approved. And I can see this was sent by this user and it's waiting for approval. So if I want to approve this, all I need to do is click on publish and automatically it goes to whoever it needs to go to. This one too, if I publish it, it goes to whoever it needs to go to. But if I reject it, it means that I have rejected this newsfeed. It won't be published. I can either reject it or delete it totally. Reject it. Once I reject it, it comes under the rejected feed, and I can still come to the rejected feed to approve it. So basically, this is where the admin can manage newsfeed requests of people waiting to be approved. Thank you very much. This is everything I have to show you on the second part of the admin training.